An Arctic native fly has been found reproducing and forming colonies in natural caves on the Antarctic Peninsula. For the first time, scientists have documented this behavior in Antarctica's natural environment. Researchers say rising temperatures linked to climate change are making the continent increasingly vulnerable to invasive species.
Scientists say Antarctica's extreme cold has historically acted as a natural barrier, keeping many outside species from establishing themselves there. But as temperatures rise, that barrier is weakening. An Arctic native fly has now been observed reproducing and forming colonies inside Antarctic caves, raising concerns about what its arrival could mean for native species.
One of the main threats posed by the arrival of invasive species on the Antarctic and subantarctic continents is climate change. Climate change is currently increasing. The likelihood of this temperatures are rising, and as a result, the white continent Antarctica is experiencing a shift in its overall minimum temperature, raising the temperature level to create, in this case, an environment more conducive to species that did not previously live there.
Researchers warn that the fly may be only one example of species taking advantage of a changing Antarctic climate. If invasive species become established, they could compete with native organisms for food and habitat, potentially disrupting an ecosystem that has evolved in isolation for thousands of years.
I believe that within 20 years at most, there could already be damage to the environment and an impact on the native species in that environment. And what will happen? They'll leave. And what will happen? They're heading for Antarctica, which is itself being affected by climate change.
Scientists say continued warming could make Antarctica increasingly accessible to species that were once unable to survive there. For researchers, the arrival of this Arctic fly is not just an isolated discovery, but a potential early warning of wider ecological changes ahead.